Well, good morning, and good morning. Welcome to a brand new episode of Soul Awakening with Larry Purnell. I am Larry Purnell. I'm going to be your teacher for this morning. Happy Friday, guys. Today is May the 30th, 2025. I'm happy that you are with me on today. It's the weekend, guys. I'm so excited. Get a couple of days off so we can rest and be with our families and enjoy ourselves before another work week. Listen, if you are a newcomer visiting for the very first time, thank you for being with us on today. Listen, guys, I have a lot of content. I really do. I'm ready to share it with you, and I have very little time to get it over to you. So let's go right into our announcements for today, and then we're going to go right into our teaching for this morning. Let's get it popping. The first announcement, as you already know, Sunday morning edition of Soul Awakening with Larry Purnell. Sunday mornings, 9 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Mark your calendar for that. Also, Monday through Friday, Soul Awakening with Larry Purnell, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. You want to watch us live on Facebook. My Facebook profile name is Larry Purnell, or you can find me on Larry Purnell 2 as well, alrighty? And then right after the Facebook Live, we download the video to our YouTube platform. So I need for you to go over to YouTube, type in the search engine, Apostle Larry Purnell. There you will be directed to my channel. If you would, subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button to any video that you viewed and it empowered you, and hit the notification bell so you may be notified of any upcoming new content. For those of you who desire to give, that information is now on the screen. There are some of you that give on a consistent basis, and we want to say thank you so much for your giving. We really appreciate you. Thank you for your love, your kindness, your support, and your prayers. Well, you know what time it is. It's time to awaken the soul. This is going to be part 4. We are resuming the title series, Stationary, the Curse of Being Stuck. This is going to be part 4. Subtitle today, what makes you valuable? What makes you valuable? I want to answer that question even before I give you the content. What makes a person valuable? Is it because they're so popular? Is it because they are prestiged or rich or famed? No, it's because they have something on the inside of them that is causing them to be famous, that is causing them to be popular or prestiged or even rich. There is content. Listen, a gift is not valuable if the packaging on the outside looks really, really good, right? It's packaged well, but there is nothing on the inside. If there's nothing on the inside and the packaging is pretty and the package on the outside looks, the wrapping it's nice and got a little bow on it. But if there is no content on the inside, then that package is worthless. So what makes a person valuable? Now, I'm not going to go on society's view and their perspective, because society's view have the wrong interpretation as to what they believe is worthy of having value. We want to look at it from the Word of God standpoint. And I want to tie it in to this title series, Stationary, the Curse of Being Stuck. Yesterday, we was talking about vision and purpose. And I'm going to kind of recap a little bit so that I can get you to where I need for you to be on today. Let's get it popping. This is going to be part 4, Stationary, the Curse of Being Stuck. Subtitle, what makes you valuable? Listen, just because you think you're valuable doesn't mean that you are. What makes something valuable? What makes a car valuable? What makes a home valuable? What makes human beings valuable? It's the content. that is on the inside, right? A Mercedes-Benz can make a model of one of their fleets look like a Hyundai, right? And they look alike on the outside. But what makes Mercedes more valuable than a Hyundai? It's the content. Not only the name, guys. The name became reputable because of their content, because what they start to put into their cars, right? So what makes human beings valuable? Listen, you have something on the inside that is valuable. And this is the reason why the devil is trying to fight you, to cause you to be stuck in your life. Why? Because, and we talked about this on yesterday, there is purpose on the inside of you. That is the content. The content is purpose, right? Let's go to our foundational scripture, which can be found in the Gospel according to Luke, the 13th chapter, 11 through 13. And behold, there was a woman which had a spirit of infirmity 18 years, and was bowed down together, and could in no wise lift up herself. And when Jesus saw her, he called her to him, and said unto her, Woman, thou art loosed from thine infirmity. And he laid his hands on her, and immediately she was made straight and glorified God. Now, guys, you will find the emphasis of this foundational scripture in verse 11. Could in no wise lift up herself. She was stuck, guys. She was stationary. She was cursed with being stuck, right? What is stationary? We talked about this on yesterday. It means not having any motion. Number two, no intent to move, right? What is stuck? Number one, to remain at a specific place. Two, fail to progress. Now, for those of you who are new with me on today, listen, we already discussed this in parts 1 through parts 3. You might want to go back and get a better understanding as to stationary, stuck, and what we're talking about as it relates to this title series. Alrighty. But what I'm doing is recapping for those of you who was with me on the prior parts. So a person that is stationary and dealing with the curse of being stuck is a person that does not have any motion, because they have no intent to move in life. So they are remaining at a specific place because they fail to progress. So stuck in life is remaining at a specific place. It's the middle, right? Remember what I shared with you on yesterday. In 1982, Michael Jackson brought out one of his hits. It was called Wanna Be Starting Something. You remember that song? Well, there was a verse that I want to extrapolate out of that song. I want to extract out of that song. It goes like this. It's too high to get over. You're too low to get under. You're stuck in the middle, and the pain is thunder. Yeah. You remember that song? Well, being stuck in life is being stuck in the middle, between the new and the old, from where you have been to where you are going. Remember, I gave you an example on yesterday. If you got in your car, you left your home, and you maybe got 6-7 miles out from your home, and you got a flat tire. You're now stuck in the middle. You're stuck in the place. You're stuck in a specific place from where you just came from to where you are going. So being stuck in life, guys, is when something bad happens in your life that causes you to be motionless at the threshold between where you have been to where you are going. Now, I'm just continually to recap. So here's the question. How do a person become stationary, cursed with being stuck? Just recapping. Let's look at the book of Acts, the 9th chapter, 8 through 9. Well, I'm sorry, just the 9th verse, or maybe just the 8th verse. And Saul arose. This is when he was considered to be Saul. He was persecuting Christians. He was killing Christians, and he was on his way to Damascus, and he had an encounter with Jesus. And Jesus visited him with a blinding light on the road to Damascus and knocked Saul off his donkey. He's laying on the ground and they have a conversation. Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting thee? Right? And after that communication, or after that conversation, Saul arose from the earth. And when his eyes were open, he saw no man, but they led him. They led him. Why? Because he's blind. They led him. He was on his way to a destination because of the fact that he had this encounter with Jesus. He's blinded. Blindness restricts movement. He couldn't get to his destination because he's now blind. So I use this passage of scripture to promote a spiritual quote, guys. That's the only thing that I did. I wanted to extract what happened. I wanted to take the content and use it for a spiritual quote. What am I trying to say? Blindness restricts movement. If you don't have that down, you need to write that down. Blindness restricts movement. Lack of vision will cause you to be stuck. Blindness restricts movement. Lack of vision is the cause of being stationary. You will begin to deal with the curse of being stuck if you are blinded. I dare you, go out to your vehicle, turn on the vehicle, put on your seatbelt, strap yourself in, and then blindfold yourself and see how well you can get to your destination, right? Blind yourself. I dare you. Don't do it. Please, don't do it. Don't test. That would be idiocy. Don't do it because you know you can't. Listen, but my point is blindness restricts movement. Having no vision will cause you to be stuck in life. The devil oftentimes fight you in areas of your life. He desires that you become stuck and stationary. Let's look at the book of Proverbs 29:8. Where there is no vision, where there is a lack of vision, the people perish. What does that word perish means? All of this I'm still recapping from yesterday. Perish means to come to an end, right? Or to stop, stationary. So let's go back. Where there is no vision, let's go back to Proverbs 29:18. Where there is no vision, right? Where there is a lack of vision, people come to an end. People will come to a stop. Where there is no vision, right? So blindness restricts movement, but vision allows movement. If you are stuck right now, then that means that somehow you went through a bad period, a bad season of your life, and it got to you mentally and it affected you and you stopped. You stopped doing something that God called you to do. You stopped a business. You stopped a marriage. You stop working on your body. You stop having a relationship with your children for whatever reason. You stop your church, your ministry, your nonprofit organization, whatever. Why? Because things got heated. Things got bad. Oftentimes, things get bad. Bad things happen in our lives, and what takes place is if we don't have endurance to deal with these bad times in our life, we will become stuck, stationary. So what is vision? We need vision. What is vision? It's the ability to see, right? The devil is fighting vision. Now, he don't care about vision. He cares about something else. But he have to fight your vision in order to stop something else. What is vision? It's the ability to see. So the warfare of life, guys, does not care about your vision, although it's warring against your vision. The devil do not care about vision. He just have to fight vision. You have to fight back by continually to keep enduring and staying focused to the vision. What vision? What vision are you talking about, Larry? The things that God have entrusted into your care. Number one, be focused on the vision of you, taking care of your body, making sure that you have a great relationship with the Father, having a vision as it relates to you individually. All right? If you are in a relationship, you are married, that needs a vision in order for it to continually to grow. You have to have a vision for your marriage. You have to have a vision, right? And the relationship with your family, your children, you have to have a vision. You have to see it to where it needs to be, right? You have to have a vision as it relates to your business. You have to have a vision. If you are a pastor over a church, you have to have a vision as the CEO of a nonprofit organization or a for-profit organization. Listen, the devil fights vision. And these things that I have just mentioned, these are the things that God has given you. He have entrusted these areas in your care. And therefore, you have to have a vision, right? So keep in mind, the devil do not care about vision. He cares about something else. The warfare of life is warring against your purpose. That is what he cares about. The devil fights vision to stop you from walking in your purpose. I'll give you an example. Remember, I used this example earlier. If you got in your car and you on your way to a destination, right? And there is a big hailstorm and you can't see. If you are smart enough, you're going to pull over. Why? Because you're blinded. You can't see. You can't get to your destination. Why? Because blindness restricts movement, right? You have no vision. Therefore, if you do not have vision, you can't get to your destination, which is your purpose. You purpose to go to the supermarket, but you are stuck in the middle because you're blinded by a really bad hailstorm. So you have to pull over because you can't see. Blindness restricts movement. You can't get to your purpose if you don't have vision. Vision and purpose is the same thing. What is the difference between the two? Vision is the ability to see. Purpose is the ability to bring forth what you see, right? You have to have a vision in the areas that God have entrusted into your care, right? Your business, your church, your ministry, your marriage, your relationship with your children, your family, your body. Ultimately, your relationship with God helps you to uphold all those areas that God have entrusted into your care. So you need vision. Vision is the ability to see. What is purpose? Purpose is the ability to bring forth what you see. As I shared to you on yesterday, which I am going to show it to you on today. I said something very important on yesterday. Vision is your responsibility, right? Purpose is God's responsibility. This is the reason why the devil fights your vision to stop God's purpose for your life. You can't bring forth God's purpose for your life if there is no vision connected to it. So in order, the devil knows that he cannot fight God and his purpose for your life. And I'm going to show you why in just 1 second. So he have to fight you. The devil have to fight you. And he used life to do it. He used challenges and hardships and trials and tribulations to try to get you to be blinded. So if you're blinded, you're going to remain stationary. Why? Blindness restricts movement. How many of you understand what I'm talking about? You had a vision to go back to school. You had a vision to go to college. You had a vision with a particular career at a particular corporation. You had a vision to open up a business, and you had a vision to be married to someone. You had a vision for your children. You had a vision, and life began to lifen. Life began to happen. You got hit with a severe blow to the midsection of your mind that you couldn't get up from. You are knocked out for the count, right? And because of that, you're disturbed in your mind, you're confused, you're grieving, you're angry, you're unforgiving. Whatever the situation was, you are down for the count. You are stationary. You are dealing with the curse of being stuck. The devil loves to hit you so hard that you lose vision. He wants to knock you out to the point that you are unconscious. You are, hear me, you are spiritually unconscious. You are mentally unconscious. You have to get up. For those of you, I'm talking to you, for those of you who know what I'm talking about, you've been through a hard time in your life, and the devil gave you a severe blow to the midsection of the gut of your mind, and it hurt you so badly, you are now unconscious. Yeah, you are existing, right? You are existing as a mother. You are existing as a father. You are just going to work. You're just going to church, but you're not living. Existing is just going through the formality of life. Living is walking in your God-given purpose that you have been born with. So the devil do not want you to walk in your purpose. So he's oftentimes going to fight your vision. He's trying to use people, things, matters that concerns you to give you such a hard blow to you give up. You can't give up. You have to endure what you are going through. As a matter of fact, it happened, guys. It happened. Okay? We're not going to disregard it. We're going to allow you, we're going to allow you to process it out. We're going to allow you to get your feelings together, but you got to get up in the midst of this. You got to let the devil know, for God I live and for God I die. I'm going to do that which God called me to do. Why? Hear me very well. Remember what I said. These things that God have entrusted into your care, your body, your life, your relationship with him, your family, your wife, your husband, your children. Right? He's giving you a home. He's giving you assets. He's giving you bank accounts. He's giving you a job. He's giving you a business, a ministry, a church. All these things, they are entrusted into your care. It takes vision. Watch this. It takes vision to uphold these things, but it takes purpose to move them, right, to the next place, right? It takes vision to uphold something. Right? It takes vision to uphold these areas that God have entrusted into your care. But it takes purpose to move these areas from one destination to the next destination, because God wants you to be progress sensitive in every area that he have entrusted into your care. Therefore, the devil is going to fight you in the area of vision so that you will not uphold these areas. And that you'll give up, right? And that you will not manage them. Remember what I said on a couple of parts ago. You are the manager over these things and people that God have entrusted into your care, but you do not have any control over them. God is the one that control the areas that he have entrusted into your care. The areas that God have entrusted into your care, you are a steward over it. You are over them. You are a manager over them, right? So purpose is managing all the things that God have entrusted into your care, right? Vision is upholding them. Purpose is managing them. It's your purpose to manage the gift that God. Oh, that's good. I just heard that. I just heard that. Okay, listen. I just heard that. God is just giving me a download. Listen. So vision is the ability to see. Purpose is the ability to bring forth that which you see. Now, vision will help you to uphold these things, right, in your mind. Purpose is to push those areas to the next level where they're supposed to go. So in order for you to do these things with vision and purpose, God says, I just heard it, God says, tell them I have given them gifts and talents. Gifts and talents and the anointing. You have abilities. You have capabilities, right? There are people all over the world that are not at the same level because they have different abilities, right? And there are people who are using their abilities and there are people who are not using their abilities at all. Hear me. It takes an ability, a capability to do right by your body. You have to have a vision for your body, right? And you have to have a purpose to bring, you have to have purpose to bring forth that which God desires for your body to do. Right? So God says, I have given you gifts and talents to assist you with the areas that God have entrusted into your care. And oftentimes we may not recognize or notice these abilities until you're actually walking in these areas that God have entrusted into your care. Right? There's some of you that you went to high school and then you went to college and then you went to law school or you went to med school or you continued your education. What did you go to school for? To grab an ability, to learn and educate yourself on an abilities so that you can become, right? So that you can become a doctor, so that you can become a lawyer. That's purpose, right? Oftentimes what happens is we have a vision, but listen, we do not understand that knowledge is the resource that helps us to walk in purpose. Get this. You can get it so you can understand it. You can get into your car. You have vision to go to the supermarket, right? You have vision to go to the supermarket. You want to grab something. That's purpose, right? You get into your car. You can see, but what if you don't know how to get there? What if you don't have knowledge on how to get to the supermarket? Then your purpose is null and void. You can't get there because you don't have the knowledge. Oftentimes, hear me well, oftentimes, these areas that God have entrusted into your care, it takes knowledge, it takes resources, it takes getting information and direction, right? In order to uphold these things that God have entrusted into your care. If you are a first-time mother or a first-time father, what makes you think that you're going to be perfect in that area of parenting? Oftentimes, we go into an area that God has entrusted into our care without knowledge. Who told you that you knew how to be a husband? How did you know how to be a wife if you if you became a husband or a wife for the very first time? We don't read books. We don't go to God in prayer, asking God for resources because he's the source, right? And he have given the earth resources such as books and blogs and Google and YouTube to find out how to walk in the purpose of something that God have entrusted into your care. Right? I didn't even have that in my notes. That was a download. God told me to tell you what you're missing is you may have vision, right? But you're not walking in purpose because you don't have knowledge. You don't have information that is going to assist you in the area in which God have entrusted into your care. Who told you? How did you know how to be a boss? Or are you feeling your way? Well, you're blind. The devil wants you to be blind. Knowledge is power. That word power means access. Knowledge gives you access. So you want access to your purpose. right? Some of you have vision, but you don't have the know-how. That means you are stuck. You are stationary. If you don't have the know-how, if you don't know how to get to listen, you just got hired. Let's say you just got hired via teleconference and they told you they want you to be in at 8 o'clock in the morning, but you don't have the address. You don't have knowledge on how to get there, right? Then you're stuck. You're stationary until you get the address. Oftentimes, guys, that is exactly what happens in people's lives. We do not get information. We do not go to God, trusting him and leaning not to our own understanding, but we're acknowledging God that he will direct our path. And oftentimes he directs our path by getting you close to someone who already know it. Come on, listen. He will give you a spiritual mother, a spiritual father. He will give you someone that already know what they're doing so that you can walk in your purpose. Oftentimes, this younger generation, they have these babies and they don't know what to do, right? They tell the mama, you already did your job. Let me do my job. Well, the mama was just trying to help you because obviously you don't know what you're doing. This is what parents are for. Parents are not trying to dictate to you. Parents are not trying to take over your baby, right? If you have a really good mother, a really good father, they are trying to help you because they know. We live in a generation that think that they know everything and really do not know nothing. I can't get on that, right? So oftentimes we're stuck and we're stationary simply because we don't have knowledge. So purpose is managing all the things that God has entrusted into your care. In order to manage, you have to have information. You have to have the knowledge. So the devil fights your vision so that you won't bring forth your purpose. The devil can't fight God. And I'm going to show you why in 1 second. The devil can't fight God, so he tries to fight you so that you can go through life and bad times and seasons, hoping that you give up, hoping that you throw in the towel, hoping that you throw in the white flag, hoping that you just become stuck and don't move, because that's his way of not allowing you to walk in your purpose, right? Now, that was just a recap. Let's go. Let's get into the good stuff. So we talked about vision, the ability to see. We talked about purpose, the ability to bring forth that which you see. We talked about enduring, having that endurance to go through hard times and to go through challenges and adversity. We even talked about having knowledge. Get the knowledge. Right? Get the knowledge that is going to help you to push purpose of the things that God have entrusted into your care. Now watch this. Let's go talk to Jeremiah. Jeremiah, the 1st chapter, 4-5. Then the word of the Lord came unto me saying, verse 5. A lot of content is in verse 5. A lot of meat is in verse 5. He says, before, this is God talking. Remember, the word of the Lord came unto Jeremiah. So God is talking to Jeremiah. The first thing that he says is before. He says before, prior to, right? Before I formed you. God says before I formed you, before I actually did it. Before I formed you in the belly, before your mama knew your daddy, before your daddy and your mama had a heated night to bring you forth, he says, I knew you. Past participle of the word know. I knew you. Right? He says, before I brought your mama and your daddy together, I knew you. I love that. And then he goes on to say, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee. a prophet unto the nation. So he told Jeremiah, listen, before you was formed in your mother's belly, I knew you. And before you came out the womb, I sanctified you and I ordained you as a prophet unto the nations. Now, the first thing that God says, number one, I knew you. God is saying, through careful observation of creating you, I created you fearfully and wonderfully. Through careful observation of creating you, he says, I'm fully aware of your purpose. Oh, y'all get this. God says, before I brought your mama to your daddy, before your daddy saw your mama at the grocery store, I already knew about you. I knew you was coming. I'm the one that called you forth. He says, I already packaged you with careful observation. I know you. I know every woman. Oh, y'all better hear me. I'm teaching better than you giving me amens. God says, I know every mistake that you're going to make. I know your attitude. I know your disposition on things. I'm going to know how you've been raised. I know everything. Oh, before you came out your mother's womb. That means that God is saying anything that happened to you, God says, I allowed it for a purpose. You may not like it. You may not know it. You may not understood why God allowed you to be molested. You didn't understand why God allowed you to go through a bad time in your marriage and to cause a divorce. You didn't know that you was going to have a loved one to pass away. You didn't know that you was going to flunk out of high school. God says, all of that I know. I know everything about you. Before your mama and your daddy came together, I knew you. And through careful observation of creating you, God says, I'm fully aware of your purpose. I'm fully aware of what you like and what you don't like. I'm fully aware of what's going on internally on the inside of you. I'm fully aware of how you feel concerning what they did to you. I'm fully aware. Y'all better get this. God says, I knew it, I allowed it. I knew it, I allowed it. Society may not liked it. Oh, society may not have approved of it, but God says, I knew it and I allowed it. Society may look at you as something indifferent, but God says, I knew you. I knew you was going to make that mistake. I knew you was going to turn your back on me at a certain season. I knew you was going to marry the wrong person. I knew you was going to drop out of high school. I knew you was going to drop out of college. I knew that your mother was going to leave you. I knew that your father didn't want you. God says, I knew all of that. I knew that you was going to have a baby at 16 years old. I knew all of that. And I still carefully planned your life with a purpose. God is saying, although I knew all of that, I still created you with a purpose. Listen, you have to understand that God's thoughts are not our thoughts. God's ways are not our ways, right? We don't understand why he allows certain things. He's a complex God, and we're not on his level of thinking. And although we may not be conformed to why God allowed it, we don't understand it, we can't comprehend it. This is the reason why you're stuck, because you feel bad about these mistakes, and God has said, but I still created you. I knew you. I knew you. Number 2, he says, I sanctified you. He says, after I carefully planned your life, before your mother and your father came together. Listen, he says, I knew you. I carefully observed everything concerning your life, and you are fearfully and wonderfully made. And God says, there is no one else on this earth like you. They may have similarities, but God says you're the only you. That's how bad God is. That is how intelligent he is. There's almost 9 billion people on the earth, and there is no one like you. Oh my God. He says, so I know you. God says, what people think to be an embarrassment, what you think to be an embarrassment, God says, I'm not even thinking about. what you are regretting. God says, thank you for regretting it and thank you for repenting. But God says that didn't stop me from creating you. Come on. The world may not look at you the way you want them to look at you, but God says if you start to look at yourself the way I look at you, then you will see that I created you for a purpose. Then you will understand that all those mess ups, all of those mistakes, all of those things that you feel like a failure from, God says I needed you to go through all of that because all things were working together for your good. The other day, I walked into a particular store and I saw this old antique clock. It was about 7 feet tall, and you can see through the glass of all of these parts as it's ticking. You see hundreds of parts, and these parts are working together as one clock to make one clock do its purpose. God is saying, I know society threw you away. I know you feel bad and feel defeated and feel like a failure because you dropped out of high school. God says, did it ever occur to you that I knew everything was going to take place that you was going to do? I knew you was going to give your life to the wrong person. And God says all things were working together for your good. God says it didn't intimidate me because of the fact that I knew it all. I knew what you was going to do before you did it. And God says, I still created you. No, Larry, my mommy and daddy just got together. God knew that. It was God that brought your daddy to your mama to bring you here so that you can walk in purpose. And listen to me. You are anointed of God, and there is something inside of you that the devil is struggling to fight. And this is the reason why he wants you to feel self-defeated. This is the reason why he wants you to feel like you're a failure. And this is the reason why he wants you stuck, because he peeked into the resume of your heart, not looking into your heart, but he kind of see what you're doing in the external physical realm. And he's saying that girl is anointed. That boy is anointed. And he's trying to do everything he can do to stop you from walking in your purpose. But have it occurred to you that everything that you've been through, all of the challenges, the heartaches, the hard times, the bad times, the adversities, the challenges, the trials, the tribulations, did it ever occur to you that all those things was working together for God's good? He wants to bring forth his purpose in your life. So God says, I knew you. And then he says, I sanctified you. God says that I declared you to be holy. This is the reason why you can't hang out with everyone. This is the reason why you feel alone. This is the reason why you're like, why I can't hang out with my girls, and why do you have this leash on me? And what God says, because you're peculiar, you are royal. God, I didn't even do anything. These people got more money than me. They went to college. I'm a dropout. I feel defeated. I got 3 babies. I don't have no. God says, yeah, but you still got a purpose on the inside of you. Listen, Linda. Listen to me. There are people who got the external package looking real good, but they empty. Your package look like it just went through FedEx. Your package on the outside look like it just came from UPS. It be thrown everywhere. Come on, it just look crazy. It look deformed, but it's not what's on the outside. God says, I look on what's on the inside. And obviously the devil is fighting you because of what's on the inside of you. It's the content that is on the inside of you. This is the reason why he's fighting you, beloved. This is the reason why he's fighting you, my brother. This is why the devil is trying to stop you, my sister. Listen, it's not about the external. It's not about what you've been through. All the hell you've been through helped the content that's on the inside of you. It was producing the content. It was helping the content to grow. It was helping the content to be developed. It was helping the content. And that's your purpose. So God says that's the reason why you feel alone. That's the reason why you feel defeated. That's the reason why you feel unachieved. God says those feelings, I'm using those feelings to keep you away from people who's going to try to do something to get glory and fame from your life. God says, I'm keeping you at home and you feeling defeated and you don't want to go out. God said, that was my way of keeping you away from the wolves in sheep's clothing. Y'all better help me. God says, I know you feel alone. I know, but God says there's something on the inside of you that I'm protecting. I sanctified you. God says that I declared you to be holy. You set apart for a purpose. You're set apart. That's what the word holy means. You've been set apart. You can't hang out with the majority. You can't hang out with the famed. You can't hang out with the prestige. And that's the reason why God is not allowing your business to grow. That's the reason why God is not allowing your church to grow. Because you've been set apart. And when God brings this content out of you, can't no one get the glory? You won't be able to say that it was you. You're going to say it was the Lord's doings and it's marvelous in my eyes. People are throwing you away. They don't want to give you an opportunity. They don't want to deal with you because you got a messed up package. You have a messed up external package. And people look on the outside, but they don't see what's on the inside of you. And God says you can be stuck for a second, but God says, I'm going to raise you up because there's content on the inside of you. And when you get up and do that which I called you to do, it's going to change the world, God says. Woo! God says, so I sanctified you. Well, listen. God says that I declared you as holy. You're holy. You've been set apart. What does that word apart mean? It means to be separate for consideration. Set apart means to be put to the side for a special purpose. I'm thinking I'm talking to myself today. You've been put aside for a special purpose. God considered you. And he put you to the side for a special purpose. That's the reason why things are not going the way you want them to go. God says, I have a special purpose for you. I considered you. I have to put you to the side. You have to go through some things. Other people was raised up right away. Other people became big right away. Other people became a CEO right away. Other people had a mega church right away. Other people had a big, beautiful family right away. But God says, with you, I got to allow you to marinate in some things. Why? Because God says, I don't look on the outside. I'm looking at the content that is in your heart. And God says, I need for you to be able to manage yourself when you get to that place. Listen, my love. What you're going through is God teaching you how to endure when he takes you to the place of where you need to be. God is saying, I am teaching you what all this hell you're going through. I know. God says, I know. It looks like all of your friends are surpassing you. It looks like all of your constituents are passing you by. And it looks like you ain't going nowhere. Listen. Don't you be deceived. It's the content that's on the inside of you. God is protecting you. He don't want you in the world. He don't want you around bad people that the devil is going to try to sift that stuff on out of you. No, God says what's on the inside of you, that's the accursed thing. Can't nobody put their hands to that. That belongs to God. Your purpose is a God thing. I want to show you something else. Number 3, he says, I ordained you. God says that he appointed you. He pointed you. He pointed to you and said to do that. He appointed you. He pointed to you. He pointed to you. You. Yes, you. The one with the bad marriage. You. The one that her husband betrayed her and the one that the wife was. Yes, you. The one that had 2 divorces. You. God says, I'm pointing to you. Who, me? Yes, you. You got to do it. Why me? I don't know nothing. You. God, not me. The doctor just said that I have cancer. You. Lord, not me. You telling me to open up a ministry? You. But God, I don't have a PhD like everybody. You. I'm calling you. I pointed you. I'm pointing to you. You. You talk about me? No, not you. You move over. You. God is saying, I'm pointing to you. You got to do it. Not me, Lord. I don't know nothing. I'm a child. You. Jeremiah 20. Now watch this. Now, God called Jeremiah, right? And Jeremiah began to walk in the ordained gift as a prophet. And he is going through. There is this guy, this king, this governor, Pashur. He is giving Jeremiah a hard time. He got Jeremiah beat. He got Jeremiah because of the prophecies that Jeremiah is giving to the children of Israel. Pashur is angry. He's one of the governors, and he is getting Jeremiah beat. He put Jeremiah in jail, and look what Jeremiah have a complaint. He says, you deceived me. Jeremiah said, Lord, you deceived me. And I was deceived. You overpowered me, and you prevailed. I am ridiculed all day long. Everyone is mocking me. You deceived me. Listen, I want you to understand what Jeremiah is feeling, because you may be stuck right now too. Jeremiah was stuck. He was stationary. Right? At first, he was doing that which God called him to do. And then he went through some persecution. He went through people lying on him. He went through mockery. He went through a bad time, a hard season. And Jeremiah said, Lord, you deceived me. What is Jeremiah feeling? Jeremiah feels that the Lord deceived him. And this context of scripture is not saying that God deliberately acted wrongly against Jeremiah. Jeremiah felt deceived. It's not that God deceived him. He felt deceived. What did Jeremiah feel? This context of scripture, guys, reflects Jeremiah's initial lack of awareness. You didn't tell me I was going to go through all of this. My God, God will give you a prophetic word and give you a destination of purpose, but he won't tell you the details in the middle. Remember, in the middle. He don't tell you the details. All the hell you have to go through in order to get to that purpose. All the lies and the persecutions and the mistakes you're going to make. Jeremiah said, Lord, you deceived me. God didn't act wrongly against him. Listen, if God tell you everything that he's going to do, you're not going to do it. So God is smart enough to leave out details, because there is something inside of you that's going to get you to that purpose. That's going to get you to that destination. It's purpose. Don't you think that if God put purpose inside of you, he is hovering over you to make sure nothing happens to you. Y'all better help me. This is the reason why you go through hard times, but you always deliver out of them all. This is the reason why you have no food on the table, but yet someone is bringing you food. This is the reason why that when you need a car, someone is giving you a car. This is the reason why God is always blessing you. Why? Because you think it's you. You think you look cute. No, it's the content that is on the inside of you that God is worried about. It's the content. It's that purpose. He's hovering over you like a mother eagle over her eaglets. He's watching over you. He knows what to allow you to be in and get involved in, but he always say no when he wants to. When he said enough is enough, it's not because you his baby. Yes, you his baby, but you got something on the inside of you. It's called purpose. This context of scripture reflects Jeremiah's initial lack of awareness of the full scope of his purpose and the adversity that came with it. You have to understand something, guys. If you're going to sit here and root with me talking about, yes, I got a purpose, you better understand that there is adversity that comes with it. There is hard times that come with it. There is hardship that comes with it. If you want to be listen. If the devil ain't fighting you, you ain't valuable. I'm going to say it like I feel it. If the devil ain't fighting you, you ain't anointed. But if you going through hell and high water, you anointed, baby. Why? Because the devil is trying to cause you to be stuck because he don't want you to walk in your purpose. Listen, because Jeremiah wasn't fully aware of the magnitude of the persecution he experienced, he felt stationary. He wanted to stop walking in his purpose as a prophet to the nations. He was dealing with the curse of being stuck. He wanted to stop. He was stuck in the middle. He wanted to stop. He says, God, you deceived me. You didn't tell me. You didn't tell me that I had to go through this. You didn't tell me that I was going to be lied on. You didn't tell me that I was going to be beat. You didn't tell me the pastor was going to turn his back on me. You didn't tell me my husband or my wife was going to betray me. You didn't tell me I was going to go through a divorce because of this. You didn't tell me that my children was going to walk away from me. You didn't tell me. You didn't tell me. So Jeremiah said, you deceived me. You didn't tell me. Jeremiah didn't know the full scope of the magnitude of that which he had to go through because of the purpose that was inside of him. Look at verse 8. Look at verse 8. Now. I want to go back to verse 7. Watch this. Verse 7. You deceived me, Lord, and I was deceived. You overpowered me. I'm about to show you what that means. You overpowered me, and you prevailed. I am ridiculed all day long. Everyone mocks me. What else he's saying? Whenever I speak, I cry out. Can you imagine him crying? Whenever I speak, Lord, I cry out, proclaiming violence and destruction as you told me to. So the word of the Lord has brought me insult. They just insulting me. They're just talking about me. I'm just being reproached all the day long. They're mocking me. He's stuck. He want to stop. He want to stop. Well, Larry, how do you know he want to stop? You better read verse 9. But if I say I will not mention the Lord's name or speak anymore, don't you act like you never been there. Jeremiah wants to stop. He is saying, but when I tell God, when I mention that I'm not going to prophesy no more, all this hell I'm going through, I've been beat because of this. They're mocking me. I feel like I'm alone. The reproach is too hard. He says, I want to stop this. This is not what I have imagined. This is not what I imagined. Look at verse 9. But if I say, I will not mention his word or speak any more in his name. Watch this. He says, his word is in me, in my heart, like a fire. He says, I can't get away from this. A fire shut up in my bones. I am weary of trying to hold it in. He says, I'm tired of holding it in. I want to stop. I don't want to prophesy. I don't want to do this ministry. I don't want to open up this church. I don't want to be married no more. I don't want to raise these kids because they're getting on my nerves. I don't want to raise this business. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I'm weary, but there's something that's telling me to do it. Something is inside of me. You deceived me. You didn't tell me that you put it in my bones. You didn't tell me that you shut this thing up in my bones. You put this purpose in my bones. So he says, I'm weary of holding it in. Indeed, I cannot. I got to do it. You didn't tell me you put it in my bones. You didn't tell me that you put this purpose in my bones. God locked his purpose in Jeremiah's heart like a fire. It was like a fire. It wasn't a fire. It was like a fire. What was it? It's a burning sensation. It's called passion. It's called passion. Y'all better help me right here. It's called passion. I remember when I said, I'm not preaching no more, and I shut the doors in 2017. Now look at me now. Why? Because it's like a fire in my bones. A burning sensation. Or listen, if you don't have a burning passion, you ain't anointed. You're not anointed. But them that are anointed, you understand exactly what I'm talking about. You go through hell and high water. You go through trials and tribulation. You want to put this down. You want to stop it, but yet you can't because it's like a fire inside of you. A burning sensation. It's a burning passion. Shut up in his bones. A lot of pastors do not break that down so you can understand what that means. It's God put his purpose of passion and he shut it. Y'all better. It's shut up. It's shut in. It's in his bones. What is the bones? It's the core of who Jeremiah is. It's the essence. This is what bone, the definition of bones is. It's the core, the essence, the basic framework of Jeremiah. God, yeah, I see what you did. This is what Jeremiah is saying. Jeremiah said, you tricked me, you deceived me. When I want to stop and say, I'm not doing this for you no more, God. You tricked me, you deceived me. You didn't tell me that you put my purpose in the core of who I am. You didn't tell me that I was born with this thing inside of me. You didn't tell me that my purpose is the basic framework of who I am. You didn't tell me that. You didn't tell me that. God locked Jeremiah's purpose in the very core, the very essence, and within the basic framework of who Jeremiah was. So this is the reason why he couldn't escape it. He had to go do that what God called him to do. Why? Because God was smart enough to shut it up. That purpose in the basic framework of who Jeremiah is. Don't you look at me like that. You know where I was going. God shut that purpose up in the very core of who you are. This is the reason why you stuck and stationary and you trying to ignore God. But God says you ain't going to be able to ignore me for long because when I turn it on, it's going to be like fire shut up in your bones. Listen, God says you may be stationary now because I want you to learn some things. But when I turn it on, God says, listen, that's the reason why the devil can't do nothing with it. Because I placed your purpose in the very core of who you are. I placed your purpose in the very essence of who you are. I placed your purpose in the basic framework of who you are. And that's the reason why the devil can't do nothing with it. So he's going to try to come against you and your vision. And that's what the devil was doing with Jeremiah. And Jeremiah said, you didn't tell me, you deceived me. You didn't tell me that you put the purpose and shut it up in my bones. I thought that I was able to just walk away from it. I thought that I was able to put it down, but I can't. I can't escape it. Why? Because you didn't tell me, you locked it up in me. Your purpose is who you are. Your purpose is who you are because purpose makes you valuable to God. That's what makes you valuable to God. It's the purpose that's on the inside of you. Remember what I told you, the devil will never waste ammunition on a target that has no value. This is what makes you valuable. It's not your eyelashes. It's not your 8-pack. It's not your big biceps. I know you want to think that your external pulchritude is what makes you valuable. It's not. It's the content that God puts on the inside of you. It's the purpose. And when the devil sees that you are not studying this purpose, God says, that's okay, devil. That's okay. I can turn it on like fire. And it's going to be in his bones. It's going to be in her bones. That's what God is saying. God says you can walk away if you want to. You can remain stuck if you want to. I'm only allowing it so that you can learn some things. But God says when I turn it on, oh my God, there's going to be a burning sensation on the inside of you. And you're going to be preaching as to what your purpose told you to do. You're going to be prophesying. That's your purpose. You're going to be opening up a non-profit organization. That's your purpose. God says your purpose, I placed it on the inside of you so it can't escape you. You can go to Louisiana all you want to. You can go all the way to Texas if you want to. You can move to Maryland if you want to. Your purpose is who you are. It's following you everywhere you go. You can't escape it. Now I want to show, I ran out of time, but I just got to show you this. Remember, I taught you this before. If you have been with me for some months, we talked about your adversary, the devil. Well, one of the things that we know that his title name is Belial. That's in 2 Corinthians 6:15. And what concord have Christ with Belial? Or what part had he that believeth with an infidel? Belial. What is Belial? Belial means without purpose. The devil is without purpose. Therefore, he's worthless. Y'all better get this. You better get this. The devil is worthless because he's not walking in his God-given purpose. Therefore, he wants to fight your vision so you won't walk in your God-given purpose so you can be worthless like him. Listen, if God created you for a purpose, and you die without fulfilling that purpose, you was worthless. This is the reason why that when you go before him, he's not going to say, was you holy? Was you righteous? Did you follow every tradition of the church? No, he's going to say, what happened? I gave you a purpose. What happened? For those of you who are walking in your purpose, well done, my good and faithful servant. Enter into the rest of the Lord, right? Because you finish your purpose. Even Jesus said it on the cross. It is finished. It is finished. What is finished? I concluded my purpose. I finished my purpose. I fought a good fight. I kept the faith. I stayed on course. I finished the purpose. The devil and his devils are worthless because they are not fulfilling their God-given purpose, right? This is the reason why the devil fights you to be stuck, because being stuck is without purpose. Therefore, you're worthless to God. You're worthless to God. You have no value. Listen, you have no value if God created you with a purpose and you're not facilitating that purpose. Listen, God don't care that the external packaging is all bummed up. You look deformed on the outside. That's okay. Society don't have to like you. God loves you because on the inside of you, there is content there. That is what makes you valuable. Not your eyelashes, not your fingernails, not a big Botox, not an 8-pack, not big biceps. Come on, you can have a PhD, you can have an MBA, you can have, you can have a bachelor, you can have all of that. That doesn't mean nothing. What's important to God is the thing that is on the inside of you. It's the content that is in the packaging. It's the content. And when God is ready, he's going to flip the switch and you're going to feel a burning sensation. Because right now, God had to allow you to go through for 18 years. Wow, what did you do? You're going through hardship, learning how to endure, understanding what faith is, walking in the admonition of the Lord. And listen, Linda. And when God sees that you're ready, when it's your season, God is going to flip that switch. You're going to start feeling a burning sensation. What is going on in me? Why am I feeling a certain way that I have to talk for abused women? Why am I feeling like I have to go to the jails? Why am I feeling like I got to preach? That's God turned on that purpose. And he shut it up in your bones. He locked it up in your bones. And you're going to be saying, no, God, not me. Not me. I don't know how to do this. And God says, listen, all the hell you've been through, you think I allow you to go through all of that to get you to the point where you don't know what you're doing? God says, you do know what you're doing. Because listen, God is saying, you think you're supposed to know, hear me, from a mind standpoint. God is saying all the hell you've been through was developing the purpose. But you coming from God, you coming to God from God, not me. I don't have this and I don't have that. God says you have everything you need. Everything you went through, all things was working together for them that love. All things was working together for your good to them that love the Lord and are called to his purpose. Everything you've been through, everything you're going through right now. This is the reason why you have to get up. This is the reason why you have to unstuck yourself. Why? Because what happened to you, that was just working together for your good. It was helping the purpose. This is the reason why you have to get that vision back and get back up. Because when God is ready, God is going to turn on that purpose. And you're going to feel that burning sensation. You're going to feel that fire to do that which God called you to do. You can't go nowhere. You can't move away. You can't stop it. Jeremiah says, I can't stop it. I can't help it. Because God locked it up in my bones. He says, Lord, you deceived me. So this is the reason why Jeremiah says, I got to go prophesy. It's in my bones. I come to let you know, when God turn it on, it's going to be a fire in your bones. And you're going to feel that burning sensation that is going to push you to go do something that you think you're not qualified for. And God says, you may think you're not qualified, but all that stuff that you've been through, that qualified the purpose. Y'all better help me. It qualified the purpose. It helped the purpose. I pray that you was blessed today. I was trying to go out on Friday with a bang, man. I wanted you to have a word. I prayed that you was blessed today. It blessed me as I was preaching. As you see, I had a glorious good time. The Lord was talking to me as I was talking. That's how I know it was the Holy Spirit, man. Listen, it's shut up in my bones, man. Listen, I gotta go. I pray that you was blessed. Have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to see you on Sunday. Don't forget, this Sunday, 9:00 a.m. Central Standard Time. Alrighty. Until then, be blessed, guys. God love you, and I do too.